The Dallas Cowboys have a heated rivalry game this week, Sunday Night Football in Philadelphia against the undefeated Eagles. We have to start with quarterback Dak Prescott. It's all eyes on Dak this week. Will he practice? Will he throw? What's the update?
Yeah, and you're right about, first of all, the size of the game. Last week in Los Angeles, after the Cowboys won another upset victory over the Rams, Jerry Jones, the Cowboys owner, said, this was for some extra jewelries, which means there's more value in it. Well, if
Jerry Jones is the best.
It's so terrible that it's great. If that was important to go win an NFC game on the road against the defending Super Bowl champions, how important is it to go do it in the NFC East against your rivals on the road and they're undefeated? They will do it without Dak Prescott. That's a near certainty. Mike McCarthy went into this process a month ago saying basically that Dak's going to have to practice a full week, including pads, in order to establish that the thumb's okay, that he can grip it and rip it, that he can spin it, as Jerry has taken to saying, and that's not happening this week. So
McCarthy basically saying he's still in that rehab phase.
Yeah, in fact, on Wednesday, which is a throwing day, it's throwing on the side and it's throwing at the end of practice. It's not throwing in practice. Dak Prescott is not practicing. Cooper Rush is practicing as the number one guy. And again, you want to leave just this much room. But McCarthy telling us, and we posed some of the questions to him about this, the starting quarterback this week is going to be Cooper Rush. One more thing about this, and I think this is an interesting discussion item because I understand the concept, but McCarthy was asked, well, what about Dak being the backup quarterback against Philadelphia? Well, and I've said this before, and I'm going to say it again. That's the dumbest thing I ever heard of. And I don't mean to insult the question because we've seen teams do it. If Dak Prescott's thumb cannot hold up in the first quarter, why would it hold up in the third quarter? Is it going to get healthier if Cooper Rush gets hurt? If it's not healed and a Philadelphia Eagle puts a helmet on his thumb, which a Philadelphia Eagle might try to do on purpose, and re-breaks his thumb, now Dak Prescott isn't just going to miss one more week. Now he's going to miss 10 more weeks. It would be an absolutely ridiculous concept, and the medical staff would not support it. To say, oh, Dak's 79%, let's play him. Oh, he's 82%, let's play him. Or, oh, Cooper Rush is having a bad day, he's 79%, let's play him anyway. It's a preposterous concept and a terrible idea, and they won't do it.
Coach Mike McCarthy has come out and said that they are planning for Cooper Rush to start at quarterback against the Philadelphia Eagles this Sunday. Now, that's not stopping this quote-unquote quarterback controversy going on around here at the Star among fans. How ridiculous is this to you, or is there any merit in this quote-unquote controversy?
Yeah, having done this, covered the NFL for 40 years, even though I don't look near old enough to have done that, and the Cowboys for 32, I can testify to when a quarterback controversy happens. And it doesn't happen on FS1, and it doesn't even happen because the owner is a huckster, and it doesn't happen because fans have fallen in love with Cooper Rush, even though if Dak Prescott ever played in a game, win or lose, in which he completed 10 passes for 100 yards, many in this fan base and in the national media would absolutely roast Dak Prescott. Instead, we decided to throw a parade for Cooper Rush. And it's nothing against Cooper Rush, but the fact is, the bar for Dak Prescott, because of $40 million APY, is through the roof no matter what he does. And the bar for Cooper Rush, there isn't even a bar. This team and this fan base and media in the last 2 years haven't been sure that Cooper Rush is even better than Will Grier, Garrett Gilbert, or maybe Ben DiNucci for a minute there. And all of a sudden now he's better than Dak Prescott. It's hilarious. Jerry Jones did the quarterback controversy thing, and he admitted it because it gets the Cowboys mentioned on above the fold, as he likes to say, back when newspapers actually existed. That's all that is. The Skip Baylesses and those who are talking about a quarterback controversy, they either are doing it just to get attention to themselves, possible, or because they're such dunderheads, they don't understand what goes on inside a football team or this football team. Tank Lawrence and other team leaders have come out and made it really clear. We love Cooper Rush, Dak Prescott's the quarterback, and let me make this really clear in case you're just kind of half watching. the difference between those two players
is vast.
is substantial. Substantial. Another player could go in for Micah Parsons and play well. Jabril Cox. If Micah Parsons, Cowboy, God forbid, ever got hurt, and Jabril Cox went in the game and played well, got an interception, got 2 interceptions, got a sack.
Yeah.
This would be like saying, well, then that proves it. Jabril Cox, and they win. Jabril Cox is as good as Micah Parsons.
Yeah.
It's not a very sharp take from a usually sharp Cowboy fan base.
After the Dallas Cowboys beat the Los Angeles Rams in upset fashion, defensive coordinator Dan Quinn let out a huge whoop as he was walking off the field. Now this week, the Cowboys hope to get after quarterback Jalen Hurts. Coach Mike McCarthy saying it's actually hard to find somebody to emulate Hurts. What are you watching for in this matchup?
Yeah, and I know you, the viewer, understand what Bree's talking about. The emulate is, who do we put on the scout team who pretends like they're Jalen Hurts? And the fact is, there's plenty of candidates. Any wide receiver or defensive back or safety can do what needs to be done. But his point is, that's how good Jalen Hurts is at his particular job for the 5-0 Eagles. It's a huge compliment. I don't remember. Did he give an answer who it is?
He didn't.
Okay. I mean, seriously, you take Kelvin Joseph could do it. It could be done. It's been done by many guys who are fast and not tiny and have some concept of offense. But do you spy Jalen Hurts?
Yeah.
Do you force him to throw, which used to be a weakness and doesn't seem like it is now? The whoop from Dan Quinn is understandable because look what this team has done. Micah Parsons, before the Rams game, said, well, whatever the numbers are, we gave up 19 points, 16 points, 10 points, whatever it's been. He said, I guess this week we'll give up 7. And by God, they gave up 10.
Yeah.
And they almost didn't even give up that many, but for a miraculous Cooper Kupp 75-yard catch and run. I don't think they're going to give up only 10 at Philadelphia. But there can be more whoops from Dan Quinn, not only if they somehow manage to win this game as 5-point underdogs, but also after this season, because what we know is the Joneses are taking care of him salary-wise and commitment-wise, almost as if he's kind of like a head coach. Dan Quinn's going to get so many head coaching offers this offseason, he will be letting out a lot of whoops somewhere in about February and March.
Of course, the Dallas Cowboys are off to a historic start on defense, in large part because of Micah Parsons, who added 2 more sacks against the Los Angeles Rams. But everyone got a little freaked out because he had that groin injury and he's now limited for Wednesday's practice. So is DeMarcus Lawrence. Is there any sort of concern for Parsons or Lawrence to miss this Sunday's game against the Eagles?
Yeah, and put Dalton Schultz, the tight end, on this list too, who's got a dinged up knee, and he's going to try to get through the week and participate against the Eagles as well. There are some guys, and they are rare, who don't have to practice over the course of the week, can roll out of bed on Saturday, say, I think I'm okay, and play on Sunday. One guy on this team that can do it is Zach Martin. Sean Lee, the former linebacker, is a guy who could do it. Extremely rare. Michael Irvin could do that back in his day. Extremely rare. Micah Parsons is that guy. Okay. They don't need Micah Parsons to practice this week.
Not on Wednesday walkthrough.
They really don't. They don't need Micah Parsons to lift any weights this week with his legs. They don't need any of that. He needs to study up and heal up. In the case of Tank Lawrence, at his age now, he's close to the same thing. Under Jason Garrett, they used to have, we called them Romo Wednesdays. Romo didn't practice on Wednesdays just because of his age and his understanding of his job. Let's just give him a day off. Let's get him off his feet. I think Tank Lawrence can be in that place too. So Micah, with the groin, got the game-winning strip sack at Los Angeles. There's some guys, did you play college softball? You played college softball. I actually attended college. And so we share this experience. There's some guys or gals that you have on your team, and almost no matter what, you just know they're going to show up.
Yeah.
I know I've got a bladder infection. My neck hurts. They're thinking of amputating my arm, but I still go out there and get 3 hits and 4 at bats.
Yeah.
Micah Parsons is that guy.
Okay.
He will show up on Sunday on one leg and be probably better than any other player on the field.